Yo, what is good, my anime people? RWBY finally has concluded with its Inside the Dream World, but we still have a lot to hopefully see with this show that hopefully uh, doesn't take nearly as long to get to the good stuff because that was pretty tough, right? Not to mention they're still not over. They're still gonna have supposedly the episode called "The Best Day Ever," which I can only imagine it is actually them doing what it is they would do normally, but because they have been dealing with this dream stuff, it's just been uh, nothing but stress for them. So their next day with them pretty much becoming really good friends and understanding the person that they're inside of and a lot of the things she's been through, they're going to have hopefully an easier time getting along. As we see in the bedroom, they're clearly enjoying their space together, even if one of them are completely in a position where she's kind of just embarrassed to be seen by anybody at this point. I guess anybody that actually knows what happened. um, she also made it seem like this is something that's happened, like it's something that happens in the world. Or I guess there's two sides of it. She made me feel like because this happened to her, it's like degrading. People that have this happen to them aren't like as good as her or something along those lines. Or because she saw the dude go under it and everything got like pretty much handled and taken care of so swiftly, she must not have taken it as like such a big deal, especially if someone like him can have it happen to him. So to then have it happen to her, I guess is another reason why she could be embarrassed about it. I'm not entirely sure. It's pretty dumb because at the end of the day, uh, those growing powers that the Grimm's got was nothing to like snuff at. Like her having one was ridiculously dangerous overall. Hopefully, this next episode kind of explains what the Grimm would have even done if they were to win, or if that aura ran out at the wrong time. So we're left to just guess what would happen, and I am curious to see what y'all are feeling about all this. At the end of the day, did you enjoy it? Um, did you want this to end sooner than it actually ends up ending? What is your feelings on this so far? And knowing that there's still another episode left, are you excited to see what the best day is going to hold for someone, right? I don't think you could call a show or an episode the best day and someone doesn't have a good day, unless it's just being very, very coy and saying it's the best day when in actuality it might be the worst for somebody. I'm not entirely sure yet. But the thing I will talk a little bit more about is how the animation kind of was popping off. Um, I do think they have a lot of potential when it comes down to them pushing how strong the girls were becoming. But it can all be taken with a grain of salt because it was in the dream world, and even Ruby's weapon was backwards. The girl with the blonde girl, her ability to like buff up her fist even further than it already was, and then the Blake just having the Grim inside of her pushed her to her limits as well to reach new heights. So it's kind of a weird thought to think that they'll reach the those two, the blonde and Blake, will reach those power levels in the future. While on Ruby's hand, it really wasn't necessary for her to get any other outside source of power. Besides when she had this ridiculous amount of beams coming out of her eyeballs that froze things. maybe that was a help from Weiss, because it was ice. So I'm not entirely sure. But to think that she could have done that at any time would have been pretty helpful. But it's probably indicating more or less that she had help from an outside source, just like some of the other girls did with some of their problems. So, overall, I really do hope this show picks up or at least goes a little bit faster than this arc did, because it felt like it could have been handled a little bit sooner. But I guess at the end of the day, if this is how they want to play things out, it could turn out to be really interesting for future arcs. And maybe not so much this one because it didn't feel like it had that much weight to it, knowing all these girls should come out safe and sound, and even the people that were helping out in the background. So, with that being said, take care, everybody. I hope you have an awesome one, and I will definitely talk to you later. Peace.